What you're about to see will shock and disgust you, even more than these old holy socks. It really is terrible. And I would like to ask my publishers, the people that put my videos out on their websites, to do what you can to get this video seen. You know, pin it up at the top of your website and share it wherever you can. This goes for just, you know, folks as well. You know, down below in the share bar on YouTube, you click the share button and it opens up and you can share this video to 10 different social media platforms with just a click of a button. You know, you can tweet it, you can put it on Reddit, you can put it on MySpace, Facebook, Orchid, Pinterest, all these different ones. And you know, make sure that you follow The Truth is Viral on Facebook. That's facebook.com/thetruithisviral. On Twitter @thetruithisviral. Add me to your Google Plus circle at Bobby Powell. And all these links are down in the description below. And the most important thing that we need to do, folks, is to make this viral. We need to make it seen, because when you get to the end of it, you'll see why. You'll know why this is so important to us, why it's so important to you, and particularly to the people of the state of Michigan. Because I've got a whistleblower that in this episode that has a story that is absolutely going to shock and disgust you. This is all tied in with Obamacare and racism. It's horrific.
Places you don't talk about at parties. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
Keep this frequency clear. And now it's conspiracy. See, they've made that something that should not be even entertained for a minute. That powerful people might get together and have a plan. Doesn't happen. You're a kook. You're a conspiracy buff.
You're watching The Truth is Viral, the only news program on the internet trusted to deliver the truth since 2008. And now, here's your host, Mr. Bobby Powell.
Welcome back to The Truth is Viral. My name is Bob Powell. And if you're not angry by the time you finish watching this program, you might want to see a doctor and have him check your pulse. My regular viewers know that my wife, Delynn, a woman that I can count on one hand the number of times that we've been apart for more than 12 hours over the last 27 years. She's been fighting a courageous battle against stage 4 colorectal and liver cancer since, well, just 2 Thanksgivings ago, when we got this news from her oncologist.
Well, I'm not going to lie, this is an advanced cancer. It's involving a heck of a lot of that liver. And I will say that it tends not to be something that is readily curable.
She didn't think that she was going to live until Christmas. She told my wife to go home and get her affairs in order, make her peace with God. Well, she didn't know Delynn very well. My wife doesn't give up on anything. Since then, because I do this, you know, I'm disabled myself. I was in this wheelchair for 3 years, and then 8 operations and hundreds of hours of physical therapy got me back to walking on my feet again. I just threw away my cane last year. But because I do this show, when I reported $200 a month in income, they took away $600 a month in disability benefits, food stamps, and they stopped paying for our Medicare insurance, which is $100 a month apiece, so $600 a month gone, because I reported $200 a month. And they also canceled our Medicaid, mine and hers. That's not good for either one of us. I've still got ongoing medical problems. I haven't been able to see a doctor for almost 2 years now. And she obviously has some serious medical problems. She was disabled with diabetic neuropathy before she ever got the cancer. And first time she was denied Medicaid, I went down there and I demanded to speak with the supervisor because her worker would not return our phone calls. 6 phone calls over 3 months were not returned at all. So I finally went down there and I demanded to speak with her supervisor, and he never did come up with the balls to come out and talk to me, but her Medicaid was turned back on that very day. Now, the second time that she lost her Medicaid, I talked about it on the program. And I had a viewer call me up and tell me a reason why that could have been. And we're going to get to her interview in just a minute. She's a vendor with the Michigan Department of Human Services. She's a woman that goes to all the different Medicaid offices all around the state. She's been doing it for 20 years, got unique access. You know, she's inside, she knows what she's talking about. But the second time, after I conducted this interview with this woman and broadcast it on the First Truth is Viral Live on the Guerrilla Media Network, I took that interview down to the local district attorney. Actually, I didn't take the interview, I just took a note that told him what I knew and asked him to call me. And that very day, again, my wife's Medicaid was turned back on. So you know that there's some kind of malfeasance there. Now, about 2 months ago, a PET scan showed that the chemotherapy my wife had been on stopped working. And the cancer had spread, and it's become more aggressive. So we asked for help from hospice. And this is the letter that we got today. It says, although you requested an evaluation under the Michigan Medicaid Nursing Facility Level of Care Determination for Michigan Choice Program Services, the Michigan Choice Program is currently at program capacity. Therefore, the waiver agency cannot evaluate you for enrollment at this time. At capacity. They're not at capacity when it comes to illegal immigrants. They're not at capacity when it comes to providing Chelsea Manning, used to be Bradley Manning, with gender reassignment surgery. Look at this. Guy's in prison. And your tax dollars are paying for his hormone therapy and whatever other weirdness is goes along with that. You know what else your tax dollars are paying for? Medicare could pay for sex change surgeries under decision by federal board. They lifted a 33-year ban on sex change surgeries so that 65-year-old people Men that think that they're women trapped in a man's body or vice versa can spend the last 10 years of their life in a different body. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think my tax dollars ought to be going to pay for this freak show's gender reassignment surgery when my wife can't even get end of life care. Does somebody want to tell me what that's all about? Now, do you remember when Obama was first elected? Valerie Jarrett, oh boy, she was real excited. She said, boy, now it's our turn. Anybody that has been against us is going to pay. And all of their underlings took that to heart. Boy, the IRS starts targeting conservatives. Black Panthers get off without any prison sentences, even after they're found guilty. NSA spying on Americans. They can find money for that. Well, this woman that I talked to, this vendor for the Michigan Department of Human Services, told me that as a result of this diversity training, this white guilt thing that they got going on down there, they've developed this game. It's called Brownie Points. And the gist of it is that whenever a social worker denies legitimate benefits to somebody that would normally be eligible for them, if that person's white, then they get a brownie point. They get extra credit for denying benefits, legitimate benefits, to people because of the color of their skin. That is beyond disgusting. You've got to listen to this.
So I go there, and as I'm in the waiting room, a girl walks in with a bunch of little kids, and I recognized her. I grew up with her older sister. So while I was waiting for someone to call me into the back, I talked to her, and she told me her husband walked out on her and left her with, was it 4? I mean, these kids were under 5. And she had cancer. And she'd been I guess she had an appointment. She was waiting with all those kids to see a worker because her husband walked out on her when he found out she had cancer. Well, anyway, I get to go back in there, finally, and these women are all sitting back in this break room drinking coffee. Well, the entire waiting room is packed with people. And some have been waiting for hours. And I go back there and I said, well, I don't want to take up a lot of your time because the waiting room is full. They said they didn't care. They called them leeches. They called them losers, lowlifes, you name it. They called them every rotten name you could think of. And they can just wait if they want their free stuff. I'm not kidding you. I told them, I said, well, I know a girl out here. I was just talking to her, and I told them that I grew up with her older sister. I recognize her, and she's really needs help. They didn't care. She'd go get a job, and she should have thought about that before she had all those kids. I'm not kidding you.
Well, I don't...
Well, anyway...
I believe you. I absolutely believe you. Please continue.
So anyway, another friend of mine, she moved here from New York City, and Detroit area. Her parents had disowned her because she was a Jewish girl who was dating a non-Jewish boy, and her parents literally disowned her for it. So she wound up moving to Michigan, and I can't remember what area the guy lived in, but anyway, she moved in with him and was with him for about a year and a half and got pregnant. Well, the minute he found out she was pregnant, he threw her out, and she was really sick. A lady she had met, I don't know how, an older woman, took her in, took pity on her, took her in, and told her, she said, you need to go down and get food stamps and something to help you out. You need a medical card, too. And so she went, so she was living with this lady, had the baby, and I met her shortly after she had the baby, and she had to go down to a welfare office, and it was in a part of Detroit called Old Redford. She had a 9 o'clock appointment. She got there when they opened the doors, I think it was like at 8:30, with the newborn. And they made her wait all day long while they were running people in of a different color. Well, I guess we'll put it that way. People without appointments that would stop in, because she sat by the front desk with this baby. And she was telling me she sat literally till almost 4:30. She ran out of diapers, ran out of formula. The baby was screaming and crying. She says, I had no choice but to just sit and wait it out. And her worker just thought it was funny while these other girls are running in and out coming in going, can I see my worker? I just need to talk to her for a minute. And boom, they were in the back, and one after the other. And come to find out, the woman that was taking all the walk-ins was the woman she had the appointment with. I totally understand that. They get sick and tired of these people abusing the system, but these two women were clearly not, and they didn't care. And their attitude was as if they were taking the money out of those people's pockets. It was really disgusting.
You were telling me something about brownie points.
Oh, yes. Well, see, I'm getting to that. I found this lady. She worked in the basement of a church in Highland Park, Michigan, which was a pretty bad area. And the church gave her the basement to run a clinic, a legal clinic for women, single mothers on welfare that were constantly getting their food stamps shut off, their checks shut off, their medical cards shut off. And it was like this constant game. They were constantly getting something shut off. And it was actually an African American woman that told me this. She said, there's a grievance slip you can get. They have to have it at every counter at every welfare office in Michigan. She said, she says, there's a number on there. She said, you call this place called Westside Mothers. They'll tell you to fill out the grievance and come down and see them. You get down there and they help you fill out the grievance. And they tell you how the welfare system works. So I went down there to find out. Coming to find out, every time they shut off one of your benefits or deny you a benefit you applied for, they get a brownie point. And when it comes time for promotion, the one with the most brownie points gets the promotion, or let's say the raise in pay, also. Well, get that. If you file a grievance, they get a demerit if it goes all the way through court. 3 demerits are fired. They told me that if you ever have to fill out a grievance, your worker will literally call you up on the phone and promise you and tell you all the things you're entitled to that you didn't even know you were entitled to help you get back on your feet quicker. They will tell you you don't qualify, and every time they tell you don't qualify for something, they get a brownie point, when in fact you do. You have to fight for a lot of this stuff. So, sure enough, my friend filed the grievance, and they told her she was entitled to daycare, she was entitled to a place of her own, furniture, appliances, the whole 9 yards. And that woman was going to help her get it. Her worker that left her sitting in that office, waiting room with the newborn baby, was going to get her all of it if she withdrew the grievance. That lady lawyer was right. She said, it's a game they play. And I asked her, how did you get started doing this? She says, I donate 1 day a week to this. She said, my husband walked out on me many years ago and left me with 5 children. She said, I couldn't even find him. And she said she tried to get welfare and couldn't. And she was denied by the color of her skin. And she was a Jewish woman. And she fought and fought and fought. And she said when she got through law school, that's one thing she wanted to do was correct the system. So she donated 1 day a week to other women with children who were abandoned. And that's what she did. And she was going to educate them on what they're entitled to get back on their feet, get their health problems settled. And Medicaid, they're not allowed to just shut your Medicaid off. they could actually, if you died, they could go to jail for that.
Yeah, you were saying something about my wife being entitled to in-home health care and other things like that. What other,
Yes.
what other stuff should we be knowing about?
Under Medicaid and under Medicare, she's entitled to so many hours every week of skilled care. She's also entitled to have somebody come in and clean up for her. In other words, vacuum your house, dust your house, wash your floors, clean your bathroom. She's also entitled to that caregiver status. She's entitled to so many hours a week, let's say, if you were out working. Now, in Washington, D.C., I found this out. They combined the welfare office, well, the Medicaid office, with the Medicare office with the Medicaid office. They're now one office. They're combining them. And this all goes in line with Obamacare. Obamacare is a diversity program, okay? And all welfare workers, Medicare, Social Security workers have to, it's mandatory, take diversity training, which is the white guilt training, to make it okay for them to beat you up and beat other white people up under the law, basically is what it amounts to. And only minority statuses truly count. This is just so creepy.
Tell me about it. I'm living it.
Okay. Your wife is entitled to all these things under the law. Under Obamacare, they can legally deny her.
Apparently, that's exactly what's happened.
Mm-hmm. The minute you let your Medicaid go and apply for Obamacare is when they got you.
Well, I don't see how they can deny us because I made $6,000 less this year than I did last year. That's a significant chunk of change. And last year we had Medicare and Medicaid.
I don't know how big your radio operation is, but if it's something really small, like I think you said on one of your posts, it's like a couple $100 a month. I would put the darn corporation in your mom's name, somebody you could trust, and work for her. Just do a volunteer.
Well, I'm going to have to do something. I'm definitely getting a lawyer. That's for sure.
Listen, you know, it's legal to sell your business to your mom, and because of your own personal medical, volunteer when you can.
Yeah.
You could pre-record your programs and do whatever, and you could do it on a volunteer basis because you're really not making anything from it. On paper, it says you have money coming in, and that's how they dock you. It's if you have any money coming in. If it all goes right back out in bills, they don't care. They don't care if you're trying to better yourself. And especially now, Obamacare and the diversity laws basically are putting the screws to white people almost to the point of, okay, you can't physically whip and beat a white person, but you can do a lot of other stuff to them, which would be just about the same. It's almost like an enslavement type thing, and if you get sick, God forbid, if you ever get sick, you are in big trouble.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
So I don't know what to say. I don't know what's going on in this country right now, but boy, oh boy, if you get sick, you cannot let the government know. That's the thing, you can't let the government know you're sick. I've seen the writing on the wall with this more than 10 years ago. I got hurt, and when I went to the doctor, they wanted to know if my grandparents ever had anything, anybody in my family ever had a stroke, or this or that, whatever. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, this ain't right. What does this have to do with me? I don't eat the same way they do. I'm not on the medicines they were on. How is this, I couldn't figure out why they were doing it. And I would just put no on all of it.
Yeah.
Because it didn't seem right. Now we're finding out your family's conditions are now your pre-existing conditions under Obamacare.
Okay, well, I've got to go. Delenn's about done with her chemotherapy. Thank you for talking to me. I will make sure to change your voice up, and I will not ever mention your name to anybody, so nobody's going to know that you talk to me.
But what I can tell you is try to get back on your Medicaid, because under Medicaid, your wife is entitled to a caregiver paid. She's entitled to in-home health care. She's also entitled to somebody to come in and do, chores that need to be done to keep a healthy environment.
Well, that's been my job up until now, but I sure could use a little bit of help. Yes.
If you're her caregiver, you can get paid.
I don't like the
But that's under Medicare and Medicaid.
Well, I'm going to have to find out more about these programs. I thank you for telling me about them, because I really had no idea that any of them existed. So we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. I've cared for my wife as well as I can. I've carried her through the snow when she broke her foot because the wheelchair wouldn't go through the snow. We had no wheelchair ramp. I'm bringing home the sack of potatoes.
Get up the step.
One step at a time. Just like that. See, I told you. It's not that hard.
Okay.
All I gotta do is not bend.
I'm gonna fall.
No, you're not.
I'm tipping.
Take care of her 24 hours a day. Cook the meals, clean the house. And it's not that I wouldn't love to be able to continue doing it, but this has put such a strain on my body. I am in constant pain. This is one reason why I haven't been publishing any shows recently. Things are bad, and we need help. I am counting on you to help us. You need to make this viral. Share it everywhere you can. Put it on Facebook, put it on Twitter. Click the bar below this video and it will open up and you can share it on 10 different social media platforms. Send it to your congressman, send it to Fox News, all the Fox News personalities, send it to them individually. Megyn Kelly, Gretchen Carlson, Greg Gutfeld, The Five, Brett Baier. None of the other mainstream media will ever touch this. The only hope that we've got is to get somebody at Fox to give a damn.
I'm Pete Santilli, and you're watching The Truth is Viral.
Do not click away. We'll be back with more in just a moment. Nothing calm a man down like doing some laundry. That's what I never say. But anyway, I think the most important thing that I can ask you guys to do for us, besides share the heck out of this video, is to keep us in your prayers. Father's will be done, whether I like it or not. You know, everything happens for a reason. Father's got a plan. It took the death of my daughter to get me serious about this show. But my daughter may have died unsaved, and that may have been my fault. But as a result of producing The Truth is Viral, I've received letters from 3 different individuals telling me that after watching one of my shows, they got on their knees and got right with God. 3 is good. But I'm hoping for many more thousands. And we are running out of time, folks. So, do what you can to help me spread the word on this and other subjects. Go through my upload list and find episodes that you like and just share them and get some truth out there. There are more than 200 different episodes of The Truth is Viral for you to choose from. And if I don't mind tooting my own horn a little bit, they're not too doggone bad. So, yeah, let's get that done. Next show is about the use of drones domestically in the United States. They're after the Bundy Ranch settled down a little bit, there was some concern, some rumors being spread about a possible drone attack on the Bundy Ranch. Well, that obviously never happened, but there is a legal justification being claimed by the Obama administration for the use of drones domestically, and I will lay that out for you. And after that, we got an expose on terrorist training camps in the United States. So if you're not subscribed to The Truth is Viral yet, make sure that you subscribe, because I have not forgotten my promise to my God and to my little girl. Things may have been slow here recently, but I'm going to make up for it. And I need you guys to stick by me and share the show and watch my 6 and my flanks. Thank you ever so much for watching The Truth is Viral and for supporting us and the show. I'm gonna get back to these, I gotta get serious with these socks. There are a lot of socks. Until next time, as always, God bless, Semper Fi, hoorah. My name is Bobby Powell, and I am out of here.
Thank you for watching The Truth is Viral with your host, Bobby Powell. Make sure to follow The Apocalypse on Twitter at The Truth is Viral. Like The Truth is Viral on Facebook, and if you can, please remember to donate to the cause via PayPal at www.bobpowell.blogspot.com.
Smack runner, your game is